Hello and welcome to my channel, AB Make It Artwork, where we do what we do to make that artwork for you. And if you're new to my channel, maybe hit that subscribe button, join the AB Creative crew. We do sketchy art things. And if you're here from the previous video, this is part 2 in a 2-part series on how to draw different body shapes. In the previous video, we discussed how to draw different male body shapes. And it'll follow a similar format in this video. So as with the previous video, if you want to watch the drawings in real time, the footage is only sped up to ×2. So if you go to the upper right corner of the video and change the playback speed to halftime, you can watch the drawing process in real time. In case that's something you want to do and you just want to follow the drawings in real time. As I said with the last video, from some wise words from the great old Mark Crilly, that veteran sage of tutorials on YouTube, this is only one way to draw different body shapes. There is no one particular way, and if you find that there's a different way that works better for you, great. If you have any other videos in which people discuss drawing different body shapes, go ahead and maybe drop some links in the comment section down below. Let's share with your fellow creative crew members. Don't hoard that resource gold. That all being said, pleasantries aside, you can see that I'm working on your average Jane Doe. First I was going to call her Mary Jane, but I was like, no wait, just Jane Doe will do. And so your average female will be about 7 heads tall. But something I forgot to mention is that your average adult female will be 7 heads tall. If they're sort of an adolescent, they might be 6 heads tall. And as you get progressively younger, or progressively shorter, you'll be fewer heads tall, and I think I'll throw up a chart for the different age to head ratios for both female and male, probably up in the corner. And average person tends to be average build. It's a slight, oh goodness, I hate when I blank out on stuff. You have a slight hourglass figure, but it's closer to a box shape within average body type. So not too muscular, not too much fat. That's your average person. Next you'll see me working on our model Mary, which is our sort of rhombus figure? Yeah, I think that's what that's called. And she is 8 heads tall. A lot of comic book females, like femme fatales, are drawn that extra head tall, and it's usually due to the added leverage of a pair of high heels that you have that extra head to begin with. This elongates the form, makes her legs look longer, her legs look slimmer. And for this Mary model, I decided that her shoulders would be broader than her hips. She still has that slight hourglass where the waist is still thinner than the hips, but the hips are just slightly not as wide or broad as the shoulders. The Mary model isn't going to be super muscular. She's going to be lean, as you would see for most models. If you're ever making, though, a model reference, sometimes they can be 9 to 10 heads tall. So you can get an exceptionally large, beautiful woman if you like them tall. If you are wondering why I'm going over some of the shapes with a yellow marker, I'm having to work over outfits, and I figured that would highlight what different shapes the bodies were, just for you guys. Now, the next few instances of which I'll be working with different body shapes, the shape type will be referred to as fruits. I think it's been a long-standing tradition that people have wanted to compare the female form to fruits, and I'm not going to deviate too far away from that because it's a lot easier to say apple and pear shape instead of, say, box on a circle for the pear shape. Speaking of apple shape, we have our apple-shaped female here. You could take it as just an inverted triangle, like the very comic book hero guy who is very muscly. And with the apple shape, it tends to be that the rib cage is bigger, and that could be due to added muscle mass, maybe weight, or just you may be predispositioned to be big boned. And this body type kind of gets associated with the big muscly woman. And if I had to think of some off the top of my head, I think of Zarya? I think that's her name. Zarya from Overwatch. I could be saying the name wrong or with the wrong name. Who knows? But she is our big, lovely Russian mama, packing on that big gun with her big guns. And this kind of form is usually due to the fact that, yes, muscly, slightly broader shoulders, bigger rib cage. Now you can have an equally matched hips in regards to the shoulder ratio. As you can see, mine's not too muscly, my apple weightlifting character, but you could probably see that she's gonna go a few rounds if you try to wrestle her down. And I think I lost my train of thought there. But yeah, the apple shape is really good if you want to go for a muscular figure that is strong in the torso. You can also do it for a slightly curvy figure, depending on how you do the waist to hip ratio in regards to that apple-shaped torso. So yeah. And if you're wondering why I inked with a black pen, a lot of the colors lost some of the lines in translation, and I just wanted to. But you'll see that our apple Jane is 7 heads tall. If we wanted to balance out the muscle to size ratio, I could make her 8 heads tall. And this is our thick pear girl. She has a torso that's been shaped like a pear. And with the pear shape, it usually kind of suggests that chest, ribcage area is smaller than the hips. So your hips are going to be much wider than your shoulders. You can have some thick love from those hips to the thighs, and maybe some extra love in the tummy. Not too much extra love for the tummy, but just enough to say that she's a thick girl with 2 C's. I personally kind of like this shape, because, I don't know, I like it because it's got those nice childbearing hips, as they used to say. Again, a lot of fruit references in regards to fertility and whatnot. I think that's why we often get the female form referred to as fruits. And I think I want to talk about some resources that I have in mind. In the description, I have a list of different channels that you can watch for resources as far as different models. If you are a bit squeamish about nudity, Draw This has a Friday evening figure drawing class. They do it every Friday. It lasts 2 to 3 hours long for the footage. They go from 21-minute poses, 10 2-minute poses, 3 5-minute poses, a 10-minute pose, and then a 15-minute pose, I believe is the order of which they do their poses. They get a wide variety of different models, and they will usually be wearing like a swimsuit attire. And I think recently they have been adding costumes to their mixed of Friday evening figure draws. Now you can either do it when they're live streaming, but they will usually save the live stream recorded footage for your viewing pleasure. If you are not so squeamish about nudity, there is the Croaky Cafe. They also have a diverse range of ages and body types for their models that is not obscured by clothing. New Masters Academy has both clothed and non-clothed models, so if you want a little bit of both, but your non-clothed models will be a little obscured due to the lighting of which they have. Other resources that I've put in the description, and I think I will also pin all of these links in the comment section for you guys that just don't like to look at the description, are some videos on how to do gesture drawing. And also all of my social media links will probably be in the description in that comment section, because I've started to create a board called Diverse Bodies, in which I have saved pictures of the body charts for different Olympic sports, which they have a very big cast of just different bodies, and I think it's a great resource. So you'll see that one pop a bunch of times with different amounts of zoom-ins on different body types. So resource and promo aside, we are working on a gymnastic figure. Now, this person is a head shorter, because I've tended to notice that with the gymnastic form, it's more aerodynamic. I think for them to be a bit smaller, a bit lithe, and they tend to be more square-shaped, with a even kind of ratio for shoulder to hip. Most of the shapes, though, just have to do with the torso and how that works. So we have the square gymnast. And I think the last one we do is a curvy cuddle mom. She is Curvy Mama, which she will be based on a round circular shape. Tips and tricks. Again, look at different resources of different body shapes. There are also a plethora of stock image resources on DeviantArt, aside from Pinterest. I know I've saved like a lot of full body poses from Pinterest, but there are some great creators on DeviantArt who I'll leave a link to one of the resources that they've made in which they can help you do gesture drawings from their stock images, because I cannot remember for the life of me their name at the moment. But as I suggested earlier, if you have maybe some resources that you enjoy using, or videos of which other people have shown how to draw different character figures or character types, maybe drop those links in the comment section. Share with your creative crew member. No one likes it when you hoard your resources. Don't be a selfish dragon. But yeah, we are on the last figure, which is our Curvy Mama, and her torso shape is based on a oval. And when you're making a thicker girl, maybe draw ovals horizontally in certain aspects, like belly will also get a small oval that's horizontal and not vertical, to kind of show that this is a layer of cushioning on the body, because everything rests a little differently in every place. But aside from this being our last figure, I think we're on our last minute and a half for this video. And if you're looking for even more diverse body types, just switch up different attributes of each of these gals. If anything, yeah, Yeah, if anything, the best way to create like a diverse range of body types is just to switch up the different torso shapes, how tall are they, and just have fun. Have fun creating different weird shapes. As you should know by this point, all the links to my other social medias are in the description. Those resources will also be in the description and pinned as the top comment. If you want to just like hit me up or see what I'm doing, don't be afraid to DM me on any of my social medias. I have a DeviantArt, an Instagram, a Pinterest, a Twitter, a Tumblr, a Newgrounds account that I'm not using at all, and what have you. So, I hope that you are having a wonderfully creative day, and as always, make sure that you do what you do to make that artwork for you.